We're back for another one.
Welcome back, you 40K fanatics.
I'm Shane, and that's Casey.
I am indeed the Casey.
I am indeed the Shane. We've got another dust up. Another epic space battle of 40K.
You know it, folks. It is fight night here in the grim, dark garage, and we are ready to get into it.
What do you think ever happened to the epic rap battles of history, guys?
It was kind of niche there for a little bit at the end.
I mean, I feel like they were huge.
Especially during election years, right?
Whatever happened to how it should have ended?
Oh, boy, yeah.
I feel like there are some of those early YouTube things that have sort of just gone away. I mean, do you think those people made millions of dollars and then just bought yachts and
they
they're
had
hanging
to have
out?
made something, at least. Buy a car.
I feel like that what may have happened is they got offered TV deals and things like that, and then now they're producers or something. I
feel like if you're not, like, I don't know, Logan or Jake Paul about it, then you're not really going to get that mad money and switch over to other things, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't know anything about this.
Hopefully one day we'll be able to tell the people...
What is life?
What happened to
42.
us. I don't think we would be telling people, because that seems to be the thing. Ironically, those kind of content creators go sort of mainstream. They go to Hollywood, they get a TV show made or a movie, and then they're producers and they're making stuff. And the ironic part is they end up making a lot less stuff.
Yeah, that is the thing. You know, I think that's kind of what happened with Warhammer too. If you think about it, you know, everybody got so hyped about all this like fan content and other content, and Warhammer dudes were like getting hired out of nowhere, and everybody else was getting those NDAs. And then as soon as Games Workshop hired those Warhammer fan content creators, nothing.
But us.
But we shall not sell out until we get the option.
That's right. We shall not sell out because nobody's offered us any money.
Right. We're just some plebes over here. So
the YouTube's been funny lately. We seem to have had the tap turned off, or maybe you guys don't like us. But if that is not true, get on the YouTube and share those videos. Get in the comments. Tell us what you think about this. What you thought about last week. We did Dante versus Harkin, World Claimer Herald of the Apocalypse. And it was interesting. The homie Austin wants us to do some math about these matchups. And
they have roll-offs, you know?
Well, I disagree. I feel like that one unit versus one unit is already such a contrivance that the sort of mathematical output of a character or of a character in a unit just it's such a abstract thing if you really think about it in the grand context of a game. And also, we have to be very careful that we don't become Aspect's Tactics or one of those sweaty, you know, list analysis type shows. I
like his stuff. He helps me.
I don't like any of that kind of stuff. I did have an idea for a testing policy that would be a shooting phase, a successful 9-inch charge, and then a fight, and then flipped the other way. And like during the shooting, the target always gets cover, but then we just roll it out one time and keep the dice spikes.
Oh boy.
Because there will be people that are really mad about the small sample size and how that was ridiculous. There was no way that would be the normal what happens. And they don't get the show.
Yeah.
But they would be loud in the comments, and we like loud in the comments. But also I'm very lazy, so we have our second of these bouts today, and we've not done any of this. We're just going to do it like we did last time. Maybe this is why nobody's listening to us.
Well, you know, you down in the streets where, you know, I'm from, I like to think that these people are out, you know, starting up their vacations or finally taking a break from the kids now that they're in school, you know, going out and doing things, actually getting their minis painted or going out to enjoy the fall season as it creeps up on us.
You are so likable. So intrinsically likable. I had not thought for a second about family vacation or anything of that sort, but that could be it.
Well, it's hard to think about that stuff when you're all alone in that ivory tower of yours.
I tell you what, it is peaceful as it can possibly be. That's why I don't think about vacation, because it's very peaceful at my house.
Because the rest of the tower is full of disposable income.
It's a Scrooge McDuck money.
You just
pool.
go swimming in it.
Yeah, I just dive in, and somehow I am able to swim and jump in gold and use floaties. Scrooge McDuck could be some sort of sorcerer.
David Tennant, Scrooge McDuck. Heck yeah, man.
What was I gonna say? There was another part of this. The reviews for Space Marine 2 are out.
Yeah, they're flying off the shelf.
I said last week.
I will interrupt you. I will say I have avoided all of these, so hit me with your best shot.
I will, because as some of you may heard last week, I played the first Space Marine. I paid $60 for it because Steam, Games Workshop, and everybody are striking while the iron is hot, and got $60 out of me for the original Space Marine, and I hated it. I hated it bad. It felt like a dated console game to me, and I did not enjoy my time with it. I did enjoy the story. I did enjoy getting to look at Space Marines in sort of, let's call it in cinema, right? That part was great. However, one of my most trusted video game reviewing source was given a key to Space Marine 2. This guy hates everything. He's not got a key for anything in years. But they sent him a key to review the game and have the review already out before before it comes out this weekend. And it's Mac at Worth a Buy. He's the best. He does, is the game good and is it worth the money that they're charging for it? He gave it an 8 out of 10, which is high praise, and really had fun with it. And so I think they're liable to get another $60 out of me. Does it support cross-platform for the multiplayer and the co-op?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up.
Well, you and I may be playing Space Marine 2 together.
That'd be great.
That would be neat, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
However, I've not pre-ordered it. I'm telling you guys, don't pre-order video games. There is no reason to. All it does is allow... Maybe this is not the case with the developers of Space Marine 2. Maybe they've just made a good, complete game. But your Electronic Arts, your Blizzard, your giant publicly traded conglomerates, all you're doing is giving them license to not work as hard once the game is about to be out or out. So don't pre-order. They're not running out of copies as it's a downloadable thing.
Now, I have a few things to talk about for this, but I'm going to wait till the bits box.
Well, open up the bits box.
Train.
Yes, Casey.
Would you like me to go first, my good sir?
Well, I've been talking for a while as usual.
Yes, you have. That soapbox is looking pretty warm over there. Very used. But, yes, this week in the hobby, I have pre-ordered Space Marine 2. I have plugged my ears with my fingers and said, neener, neener, Shane, I am going to pre-order this game. So, I have planned on the 9th a live stream. So, if you guys would like, we're going to be posting our Twitter on the socials and stuff and see if you guys are interested. And I will be doing a live stream for you guys. Maybe dip our toe in it, see how it goes, and if you guys respond well, we might try it more in the future. But September 9th, around probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, I will be jumping on Space Marine. That is Central Standard American Time.
What day is that?
Monday, my good sir.
Monday. I'll be in the chat then, if there's a chat.
School night.
Not for me.
For me, but, hashtag YOLO.
In the hobby this week, I've done a little bit of things. I painted Savaggio Press for Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Nice.
The other Dathmiri Darth Maul looking dude. Really did a good job on his eyes and all his little face tattoos. They're so very cool. Small. He turned out good. He was a really easy kind of paint job compared to the kind of stuff that I've been doing lately. And then I picked up... Gosh, I can never remember his name immediately, but he's a Judge Dredd character. You could see all of these on our X at 40K Fanatics.
Is that the dual wield one?
Yeah, so this is a guy. So his story is he used to be a judge in Judge Dredd. And let me say that again. He used to be a judge in Judge Dredd. Carl Ryder is his name. But didn't feel like the judges were extreme enough.
Oh boy.
in Judge Dredd. So
That's-
he's cast off his badge and is a vigilante.
What?
Right.
That's I don't know what movie they were watching.
That guy's having a bad time. But he's another one of those with some big fabric waviness that let me try some new stuff, similar to how I did the last Judge Dredd guy, which was the judge wearing what was it? Sick cloak. I did some full ball sack painting.
You did.
This time in yellow, going from like a dark sort of reddish yellow all the way up to school bus. And I think he turned out really good. He's also the strongest face that I've ever done. Really got some warmth in his face. And
Did you do his eyes?
I did his eyes in black because the Judge Dredd figures are like 28 millimeter scale. And they're a little
Tiny.
bit, yeah, they're a little bit true scale too.
Yeah.
You know, more than say Games Workshop stuff. And so his eyes are absolutely nothing. I gave him white hair like whoever that guy is that reads the news. I can't think of who he is.
Bob Barker?
No, you know what it's like, Bob Barker.
Like Bob Barker, yeah.
Rest in power.
Gosh. Yeah, he is gone. Man, that's sad.
99. He got as close to $1 as he possibly could without going over.
Oh my gosh.
I also finally finished my Night Lord
Yes.
Legionnaire champion dude that comes out of the Night Lord kill team squad, and he looks really good. He looks nice and vibrant. And for my final thing of the Bits box, yesterday the homie Austin brought over Old World, and we played a 500-point game of Old World. I played his goblins, and he played his dwarves, and I've got to make a confession, but I'm going to put it wholly at Austin's feet.
Are you no fool?
Well, what happened is Austin's a slow painter, and so I played with unpainted models.
Oh no.
And my fingertips fell off. They burned off as though dipped in acid. And
So the cops can't find you.
well, I've been hurt very badly. I've been dealt a blow, and I hope to recover in the coming days. And I'm sorry to everybody, but it's not my fault. It's Austin's fault. You should castigate him and tell him to paint something. Damn it.
And that is Nemesis Claws. Nemesis Claw you were thinking of for the Night Lord's kill team.
Yes.
It's a neat little lore tidbit. Squads in the Night Lords are actually called claws instead of squads.
Well, this is going to be one random Night Lord running around with my Legionnaires.
I know, right?
But he does look cool. And I needed one more sort of unit champion if I'm going to bust out into like three units of 5 dudes.
Flashy.
Yeah, I needed some dudes, and I felt like that would be a cool dude. So There he is.
I actually played a game this week. Bought me some Space Wolves 2K game on 2K. My orcs versus his Space Wolves. Boy, oh boy, was it a punch fest.
I bet.
Oh yeah, it was about 88 to 78 in the end in favor of the Space Wolves. If I had one more round, I think I'd have tabled them. Still had a Gorkodon on the board and a few other mean units. So yeah, we could, shoulda, woulda, coulda, I guess.
I built some Night Haunt Age of Sigmar characters. I got the Ethereal Court straight off the Games Workshop web store.
Oh.
And single sprue push fit 3-pack of characters, of sort of minor characters. The push fit model kits feel super janky to me. And I use glue because in my opinion, you've got to put glue on the posts and the holes to even get them to go together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing with the push fit stuff. To me, it feels a little more complicated than regular. Just because you get in these situations where it's like, I don't really want to squeeze on this that hard.
Exactly. What I do, I shave down the pegs with an X-Acto knife for my snips. And then once it's in there, it just kind of keeps that air pocket from forming, so then it just slides in.
Yeah, that's another thing, too, is sometimes you go to press them down and there's air trapped in the hole and it wants to push it back.
Squeeze, and you're like, I don't want to break this.
Well, and these are Night Haunt models, too, which are already super spindly.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. Like I say, it was one sprue is all it was, and 3 characters in there. One pretty big, a guy on a horse, which he was the one that I wanted to get, but now I've got these other guys. There's a wizard and another Knight of Shrouds is what the guy is called. It's a Knight of Shrouds on foot and on horse. So I've got options. And options are good.
I'm glad you got that done. Last thing for me, I put in some more time on a Silent King commission job. I've got a few things going. I'm going to get some power aspects going on him and make it look really nice. Got a few base coats down. And boy, oh boy, when they say to paint before assembling fully, follow the directions.
Yeah, you've got yourself in trouble.
Yeah, the guy who gave it to me, I thought about texting him up, and you know who you are. Man, yeah, it's been rough. So, but I'm over the hump. It's all downhill from here.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else in the bits box.
Really? Okay, well, let's roll out because we got a big topic to talk about today. So I'll close that bits box if you want.
Shut it. We've got another dust up. It's another big character battle where we give you a little taste of lore about these guys or these things, and we compare their data sheets and their abilities, and we sort of figure out how they would work.
Yeah.
Who might win?
A little bit of lore, a little bit of stats. Nothing too like probabilities. We don't do probabilities here.
I mean, we sort of do.
We kind of do, but we don't give you like percentages and nerdy stuff.
Last week we did a couple of jump pack units that did damage on the during the charge phase, which I feel like go back and listen to that pod or on YouTube or wherever you want to. It does not have as many views as it deserves because there was some teaching going on in there.
There was.
In what happens once you make a charge move, who actually gets to pile in, engagement range versus who can fight. Those little details, which are important because you could be cheating or being cheated on.
And nobody wants to get cheated on, folks.
No one wants to get cheated on.
So in this corner, standing I don't even know how tall, 20 feet tall? How tall is this thing, Shane? It's pretty big.
Oh, you're your corner first.
Oh, okay, we're going my corner. In this corner, standing about 14 feet tall with his armor of fate. The Primarch of the 13th Legion, the Avenging Sun, Lord of Macragge, and a super huge nerd for bureaucracy, writer of books, Roboute Guilliman himself. So, we're having Roboute Guilliman, the man, the myth, the legend, the returned Primarch, fighting off against some Xenos scum. And in this corner,
that Xenos scum, as you say, comes from the Aldari, the Space Elves. It is none other than the Avatar of Khaine, which, near as I can tell, and you may help me out with the lore, this is the embodiment of some deity of theirs.
Truer words have not been said.
Spawned onto the battlefield, I guess, by magical whatnots?
Yes. Fractured after the breaking of the Eldar Empire and the death of all of their gods, the main war god, Khaine, broke himself into many different pieces.
I see.
Each aspect defending the Infinity Circuit and the central core of defense for every craft world. An avatar of Khaine is a fraction of the war god himself.
He carries with him the sword, which also shoots stuff.
Yes.
The Wailing Doom.
As well as pretty sick head options, I might say.
He looks really cool.
Dope.
He's always some variation of on fire from the inside.
Yes, and it halves damage from what I'm...
It does. It will have damage.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute. I have a couple of questions, okay?
Questions.
So we have our Chaos Gods.
Would this be demigod versus demigod?
Well, so this is my question, right?
Oh, that's a good question.
So you've got your Chaos Gods.
Okay.
There's 4 of them.
Yes.
Before the Eldar got funny, there were only 3.
Yes.
Then Slaanesh popped up.
She was sleeping.
But somewhere else, we have things like Khaine.
Yes. A whole pantheon of actual Eldar gods.
There's a whole pantheon of them.
They all died.
So they're not the same as the Chaos Gods?
No, they existed in the warp. They were so powerful they could exist in reality, and they were way more powerful than they are now. As far as we know, there is Khaine. He's the only one standing. And then there is another one that's, the goddess of replenishment or rebirth that Nurgle tests out his plagues on, and every day she's made anew. And then lastly, the death god, Enid, has not been born yet, and they are trying to bring in, because with the birth of that new Eldar god, it could spell the death of Slaanesh.
So
Khaine was just too powerful.
So I noticed when I was looking this up, because I was looking up the army rules and things, and I was surprised to find that the Avatar of Khaine is not available to the Drukhari.
Nope.
They have the Incarn and stuff like that.
Which is weird, right?
I felt like the Avatar of Khaine probably could pop up for anything with pointy ears anywhere needed.
Yeah,
but
they're all Eldars.
That was not the case.
It must be a cultural thing.
It must be, right?
Yeah.
The Drukhari must be so far fallen that they've got their new funky nonsense.
Well, Eldar wage war in different ways. They have different things, like the Laughing God. I mean, he's a clown, but he's an Eldar clown, and Eldar have really messed up beliefs in different things, so maybe they have a very different style of war, and it is embodied in Khaine.
Well,
he doesn't look anything. He looks kind of like Khorne, just more sleeker.
Yeah.
Maybe a little faster.
More LV.
More scrawny.
Let's run down some data sheets. Let's go regular old stat line. You got Mr. Bobby G pulled up there?
Yeah, let me just spit out some lore about him, because we haven't talked about him waking up. So he woke up to a universe in chaos, the 41st millennia, and all of the Imperium split in half and on the verge of destruction. Not only when he woke up did he see all this, but he murdered a Black Legion berserker right off the bat. They stuffed him inside of a life support system armor called the Armor of Fate, thanks to Adeptus Biologus Belisarius' call, and Yvraine, priestess of that death Eldar god that I told you about earlier. They worked some magic, let him die, and then brought him back, stuffed him in this armor, and now he can't go anywhere without it.
Wait a minute. Roboute Guilliman? The
son of the Emperor.
The blue boy of blue boys.
Yes.
Has been corrupted by chaos magic of all sorts.
Well, we don't know. It could be Eldar magic. It's a little weird.
Either way, he sounds like walking heresy to me.
Yes, exactly. A lot of people don't like it. He has weaned himself off of this armor, and he's able to spend more time out of it, probably a couple days at the most, but he still has to stay in the suit. However, he's still a Primarch, so he still runs all of the Imperium and an unbelievably huge host of Space Marines, especially of his lineage.
How fast does he move?
Ooh, let's see. Data sheet says 8-inch movement, my good sir.
I've got 10 for the Avatar of Khaine.
Oh boy, he trucking. He very mad. Toughness 9, and here's where I knew I was going to lose.
Toughness 12.
Oh, jeez. Look at that. It's dirty. It's dirty. Save. He's got a 2-up save with a 4-up invuln.
Equal.
Ooh, so not okay. So the odds could be better if the punches go through. They could be, just flouted, just gone.
14 wounds on the old Avatar of Khaine.
Oh, dang! I've only got 10 for Bobby G, my man.
Leadership 6 up.
Leadership 5 up. I'm better than you, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty good. OC 5.
OC 4.
Okay.
Base size.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I don't have base size handy, but it's
60 millimeters for me.
Yeah, Lorge over here is the takeaway.
Nice.
Monster character, epic hero, demon, Avatar of Khaine.
Ooh, I like that demon.
Yeah, I didn't know demon.
Oh man, if I were you, I'd be looking through my chaos strats and see if you could pull something there.
Well, I mean, if you're a Grey Knight, that's pretty handy.
Be like bringing an Uno card to a game of poker or something.
So you can only have one epic. You can only have one Avatar of Khaine.
Okay.
Similarly, Bobby G, only one.
Yes, they both classify as the Supreme Commander. It must be the Warlord.
Monster keyword on that guy.
Monster keyword on Guilliman.
Right, that's what I'm saying on Bobby G. And recently, in the last balanced data slate, they changed it so that even though he's a monster, all the Primarchs can walk through walls as though they're infantry.
Oh,
Because it was very silly that Bobby G, the lion at all, could not walk through a doorway in a ruin.
Yeah, that could be pretty counterproductive. Because I mean,
It made for a really silly sort of thing.
One of my favorite scenes is in the Heresy was Guilliman Kool-Aid manning through a wall. So
yeah, so they made that change to make him a little more sensibly maneuverable.
Yeah.
Let's go to abilities. I think abilities first, because some of them have to do with the weapons and things that'll happen that we will get to at the end, I think.
Who doesn't love a good ability?
Everybody loves an ability. I've got a Deadly Demise D3.
I don't have any Deadly Demises.
Faction ability, Strands of Fate.
Strands of Fate,
Strands of Fate is where the Aldari have their fate dice that you roll at the beginning, and then you can substitute a die value that is in your pool for a roll.
Well, that's pretty neat.
It's pretty neat.
I have Author of the Codex. In my command phase, I can select one Author of the Codex ability, and until the start of the next command phase, that model has that ability, and that is 3 different abilities. So he's like, dude on my left, here's what you can do. Let's see. I'll just rattle off the first one. It is an aura, Primarch of the 13th. While a friendly Astartes model is within 6 of this model, add 1 to the OC characteristics of models in that unit, and reroll Battle Shock and Leadership tests.
Nice.
Not too bad.
Go ahead and give us all 3.
Okay. Master of Battle, start of the command phase. After selected an Oath of Moment target, if that Oath of Moment target is destroyed, you can select a second target to become the new Oath of Moment target.
Yeah, you just move the Oath of Moment to something else.
Yeah,
Very
it's pretty
nice.
nifty, especially in the shooting phase if you just lay waste to something and first couple shots takes it out. Third one, Supreme Strategist. Once per turn, you can target one friendly Astartes unit in 12 of the model with a stratagem. If it does, you can reduce the cost of that CP of that stratagem by 1. So, free CP.
Very nice. Very nice. Molten Form on the Avatar of Khaine.
Yes, we were talking about this.
Halves damage.
Because he is living molten earth.
You got one more?
Let's see. I have Ultramarines Bodyguard. While this model is within 3 of 1 or more friendly Adeptus Astartes unit, infantry unit, this model itself has Lone Op.
Okay, so I was asking you before we started if he had Lone Operative.
Yeah,
and you kept telling me no, but he does.
He technically does.
He's just got to be in the vicinity. So
technically, yeah.
So what that is Look Out, Sir from 9th edition.
Gosh, I remember that, and that drove me crazy. Gosh, our friend Austin there used that on me a number of times while I tried to snipe out some of his boys in the back line. He was like, "Look out, sir."
Yeah, you can't do that.
Gosh, it drove me insane.
I think that attaching leaders to units is a much better way to do it.
Makes it so much easier to understand and just doesn't tick me off. I've got one more ability. You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay, go for it.
The Bloody Handed.
Ooh.
This is an aura. While friendly Aldari unit is within 6 of this model, add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for that unit. And of course, he himself is not Aldari. He doesn't have the Aldari keyword anyway.
Go.
Yeah, yes, he does. Faction keyword. Never mind. Yeah, so he gets +1 to advance and charge on himself.
There you go. Or you could slap it on one really heavy-hitting, fast-moving unit.
Well, it's an aura, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
So-
yeah, you're right. It's an aura.
So it goes on anything within 6.
Oh, boy. You could just load him up full.
Now, the detachment ability for the Aldari as it stands right now, you only have 1 because it's still a indexed thing, is you can reroll a hit and a wound in a phase. So when we get to the weapons and stuff, I've got a lot of ways to guarantee that I get to wound you.
You have wounded me, sir.
What do you have? You got any more abilities? Or is
My
that it?
last ability. Armor of Fate. The first time Guilliman is destroyed on I roll a d6, and at the end of that phase, on a 3-up, this model will stand back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where it was destroyed, not within engagement range of what killed it or any other enemy model. He only gets 6 wounds back. So he gets to stand back up on death.
So he really has 16 wounds, possibly.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
If you work it good and have your boy, the Avatar of Khaine, lured over to a table edge, I could have Guilliman come back the next turn after he's dead for another charge and just right into your boy.
Yeah. I don't know what the table edge has to do with that, but you're right. He stands back up.
Yeah, on the back up on the battlefield, closest. Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad. I didn't say.
You had him coming from a strategic reserve.
Oh, I thought he was. Oh, but you're right. Yes, anywhere on the battlefield, as long as he is outside of engagement range.
Well, as close as possible to where he was. So
yep.
he ends up 1 inch away from whatever killed him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like it.
That's pretty interesting. That makes it much more interesting.
Let's get to weapons.
Alrighty.
You want to start? Because this is going to get silly.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. He has the Hand of Dominion. Guilliman has the Hand of Dominion. His hand is his own firing mechanism as well as punch. We going shooting or are we going charge?
Yeah, we're going ranged.
Just range right now. Hand of Dominion gets 2 shots, but it's rapid fire too. 30-inch range. I mean, wow. Hitting on 2s with a strength of 6, AP 2, and damage 2.
And we have to always assume that you're re-rolling because Oath of Moment will be on the Avatar of Khaine. So, yeah.
And it's going to be tough because your toughness is so high.
Yeah, toughness 12.
I'd have to be rolling 6s.
You got to roll 6s.
Yeah.
All right. What we have here is a little bit of a mismatch.
It is.
The Wailing Doom. Are you ready? Are you sitting down?
Oh boy, is this going to be like a...
The good part is it's only a 12-inch range.
Okay.
It's only 1 shot.
Okay.
Hits on 2s.
1 opportunity.
Sustained hits D3. So if I'm doing this, what I would do is say, I'm going to shoot the Wailing Doom at you. And I would take a 6 from my dice pool, from my Strands of Fate.
Oh, no.
And I would say, sustained D3 and see how many shots I end up with, right?
No, that's
because
rough.
the strength is 16. And I'm gonna get to reroll one of those wounds, provided I don't get a full host right off the bat.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. AP 4, D6 plus 2 damage.
AP 4, D6 plus 2?
Yes, sir.
Oh, on that many shots, wow.
Yep.
So you could potentially be doing 2 to 4.
Yeah, 2 to 4 shots.
Wow.
Rerolling one of the wounds. So let's just say I get 2 through.
Yeah.
And then you save one of them because a 4-up save is 50%. So you're going to take D6 plus 2 damage. Or everything could go bad. And you'll take 8 damage before I even roll a dice.
That could be 3 to 8 damage on 1 hit.
Yeah, and let's see. If it's 8, it's also 9, 10, 12 damage if I roll all 1s on my damage.
Oh,
it's very silly.
That is ridiculous. But he is the fragment of a dead god.
Yeah, and only a 12-inch range.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And of course, if you've got some infantry around you, then I can't actually shoot him.
That's fair.
Well,
yeah.
Well, no, I kid, because it's lone op, so if I'm within 12, then yeah, I could shoot you. So that could...
Yeah.
So in the fight phase, I could already just be fighting the stood back up Guilliman.
Yes.
What do you have? Let's say you get the charge off on me. What do you got?
Let's see.
What are you coming in with?
If I'm coming at you, I'm coming with 2 things. Either the Emperor's Sword or the Hand of Dominion. I would with how many wounds you have and how high of toughness you have, I think I'd go with the Hand of Dominion.
Really?
The Emperor's Sword has dev wounds.
Yeah.
So 14 attacks coming at you, hitting on twos.
So the sword is a sweep thing.
Yes.
And then the Hand of Dominion's a big hitter.
Yeah.
Interesting. I figured the sword had a couple of options, maybe.
I know, right? That's what I would have thought. Or extra attacks or something.
This is the Emperor's sword.
Yeah. Emperor's sword, 14 attacks.
No wonder he couldn't kill Horus.
2. Gosh, you suck. 2 up on the hits. And then strength 8. So with that, I'd have to be rolling 5s and 6s to wound you.
Mm-hmm.
AP of 3. Gosh, that's okay, but not as good as your AP 4. And 2 damage apiece.
I mean, this is just an infantry shredder.
It is. Dev wounds might make up for it, but I don't know. What was your save again? Like
2 and 4.
2 and 4, same as me. So,
but in the case of dev wounds, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
However, I am having the damage on the dev wounds, so those would all be damage 1.
Exactly.
So it's no good. What else you got?
Which is why I would go with the Hand of Dominion. With that halves damage, I knew it was coming. I'd hit you with 7 attacks from the Hand of Dominion with lethal hits, hitting on 2s. Then strength 14, which is same as your toughness, so I'd be wounding on 4s.
No, I'm only T12.
Okay, so wounding on 3s.
Yep.
Even better. AP 4, pretty good. And then damage 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And you have damage, so it'd be down to 2s.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I be doing Hand of Dominion every time?
You would do Hand of Dominion every time.
Exactly.
You'd have to.
It's punchy enough. It's not too light on attacks, and it's if something gets through, it still hurts you good enough.
The Avatar of Khaine is just hard to move. There's no two ways about it.
He's big.
Yeah. In all likelihood, we don't even need to worry about whether or not you charge me or I charge you. I'm giving you the charge this time because it's a bit of a mismatch. The Avatar of Khaine is a deity of sorts, and it shows because the math on that, I think, would mean you can't get 14 wounds on 2 damage apiece unless you got every single thing through and I failed every save.
Exactly.
It's just not going to happen. So I get to hit you back.
Yeah.
I've got 2 profiles as well with my Wailing Doom now not shooting with the sword because somehow the sword shoots. Now we're just hacking. We've got a sweep profile and a strike. The sweep is what you'd expect. 12 attacks, hits on 2s, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage apiece for mincing all manner of Space Marine infantry.
It's your infantry lawnmower.
We set it aside because the real show is the strike profile. 6 attacks.
Oh boy.
Hits on 2s. Strength 14. -4 AP. D6 plus 2 damage again. Nice. So what we would do there is roll them. Reroll one of those ones if it comes up. Then we'd get to the wounding.
You'd be wounded on 3s.
Yeah. And we'd reroll one of those that missed, possibly. That'd be all our Eldar rerolls.
Yep.
I would save my fate die because you can only use one strand of fate die per phase. I would save it for a damage.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because some of your saves would save, and then I would take and set down 6 damage.
Because we both have a 4-up involved.
Right.
And them's good odds.
Yeah. So let's say 5 attacks got through. So you're going to save 2 of them.
Yep.
Possibly 3 of them.
Because it's Primarch.
Yep. But on the first one you fail, I'm going to say, all right, damage 6 plus 2, there's 8.
There you go.
Don't miss the next one.
Don't miss. Oh, yeah. With 10 wounds, that could potentially leave him on 2.
Well, right. And then because it's D6 plus 2,
yep.
If you failed the final one, you would just die.
Exactly.
Avatar of Khaine, not playing around.
And then, even if Guilliman kills you, you have deadly demise.
Yeah, possibly could blow up in your face. I mean, D3 mortal wounds is not all that to worry about.
Yeah.
But it's good.
It's good.
It's just good. I think it's a bit of a mismatch, but you wanted to have one of the boys in blue in celebration of your pre-order of Space Marine 2. Here's the thing, though. Bobby G's got other stuff.
Now,
He's got Land Raiders. He's got air support. He's got Terminators all over the place. He's got
Guilliman
chaplains. He's got guys on bikes.
Who rushes in and hopes he saves the day and thinks he's going to win. He plans his whole army for an equal push. He's a tactician. He's a genius. He's going to support, and with those buffs he has in the aura, man, he is going to have a few units around once he dies. They'll punch right into that Avatar
Real quick,
Khaine.
just for consideration, Avatar of Khaine is 335 points as of recording.
Nice.
How many points for Bobby G? I bet he's 210.
Ooh, let me go look that up, actually. You said his name's Guilliman? How do you spell that? Guilliman?
Beats me.
Guilliman? Girly man?
You had him pulled up.
Rubber butt?
How many points is Guilliman? We're going to make this our exclusive Space Marine segment of the day. How many points is Bobby G?
Always has me pull something up.
Well, I thought you had it.
I didn't.
You had the data sheet. I figure you had the points there.
I have the Wahapedia page.
There at the top, right by his name.
No, just his diameter of his.
And over to the right of that, it'll have like an arrow.
No.
Oh, this is good TV, folks.
This is good TV. You know what? I have Battlescribe on my phone, so let's see what it says on there. Gotta have Battlescribe.
Why don't you think up a Space Marine segment for the people?
That's what I was thinking.
And then I'll bring this as a bonus while you fill the next 30 seconds.
Okay. So, fun fact, fun Space Marine little tidbit, our Space Marine segment. Those of you who know from our previous video on what makes a Space Marine know that they have organs that make them who they are. One of these organs is the organ which allows them to identify sort of information from their kills. So when they eat an animal, they then can say, oh, okay, I ate this deer, and this deer lived here for a few years. Here's a cave over here. It tends to avoid this spot over here due to the terrain, stuff like that. There's a dangerous animal over there. Some strange blue guys in weird armor and pulse rifles moved into the neighborhood, stuff like that. Well, Night Lords, what they like to do is torture their victims as they attack, or, just for fun and their downtime. They then like to lick the blade and feel the fear that is coursing through the blood and brains of their tortured victims.
They're such bad guys.
They are.
Oh,
Sevatar,
we're so close.
RIP. What you got, sir?
Dun, 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 dun. Don't have it yet. 350 points.
There you go.
It was in unit composition on Wahapedia. 350. Gosh, he costs more. And the Avatar of Khaine thumps him to death. Yes.
Dang. That's pretty, I don't know.
That's a lot of points for Bobby G.
Well, you can use a lot of stratagems on it, admittedly.
You can do that. He does have stuff.
He does have things. And he leads Space Marines, which is the showstoppers for Games Workshop. You can use, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including Armor of Contempt, like 6 stratagems on him.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You know what else, too?
What's that, my good sir?
You can use it. You can use some of these Space Marine things, too, to buff him up a little bit extra, too.
Oh, yeah. Space Marines are all about buffs, folks.
Yeah, giving him advance in charge and things like that. He's pretty good.
Honor the chapter. Only in death does duty end. Things like that. But, yeah, I'd say that was pretty dope. Pretty dope.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. I've been Shane. That's Casey. 350 points for Bobby G is what we learned today.
And he could potentially kill the Avatar of Khaine.
If he tries more than once.
If he believes. So stay fanatical, folks.